One, one, two, 1, 2. Check, check, check. Okay, I'm testing out a new mic here. It's kind of a temporary mic setup, I guess. I've got two mice and 2 keyboards here. I'm gonna move this keyboard over here. Pull this mouse. Move this mouse on the outside and this mouse on the inside. Look at that. Look at that. Dual. Look at me. Look at me working these 2 machines at once.
4 years ago, I lived in a coma. I had to learn walk again.
Here I am, successful.
You know, I'm working on sort of my personal magnus opus, right? Magnum opus, what's the word? Whatever it is when it's like your best work of your career. God, I hope this isn't the best work of my career. I'd have a long way to go. You know, I think Mustache was my magnus opus. Let me show you guys something. This is only for the absolute oest of Jesus. Oest of G's. Look at that. It's a classic right there. This was from one of my earliest, look, there's still shaving cream on there. This is from like one of my earliest little short films that I made in high school. That one was kind of a milestone because it was very quotable. So there were a lot of people, maybe even some people watching this video now who knew me back then. Anyways, right now I'm kind of, so we're leaving for Florida a week from this Saturday. And so I'm just trying to get everything done so I have the cleanest slate of all work. But I have just happened to make 2 of the projects that need to be done before I leave as ambitious as I possibly can. And one of them, which is like a thank you for volunteers for an organization, I've chosen to make it extremely dramatic. You can probably hear a little bit of the trailer music here and get it. So yeah, that's sort of the idea. I don't know. I just love editing to really, really overly dramatic music. That's why so many of my dailies are just like way more dramatic than they need to be, because I just enjoy editing that kind of content. But the problem with drama, you know, whether it's sad drama, happy drama, anything that's like terribly manipulative in terms of being moving, is all about pacing. It's all about the pauses. You know, if I say I love cheeseburgers versus I love cheeseburgers, those pauses is what gives the emotion. So when you're working with clips of people who are saying stuff that might not be as positive, like I could be like, yeah, my brother died in a car accident, which is why I love to go ice skating, right? My brother died in a car accident. It's lines that people are intending that are dramatic in context, but not dramatic in delivery. And so getting those, kind of cutting all of the words up and getting that spacing right along with the music is such a what I like to call a crooked picture effect, where you get it one way and then you don't really like it, so you change it to a different way, but then you thought, well, the first way was better, so you change it back, but then you're like, no, maybe that second way was better, so you change it back, and you just keep going back and forth until you're ready to bleed out of your eyeballs, which is kind of where I'm at right now with this one. The thing about this particular video is it's really it's going to be relatively graphics or effect heavy in terms of the transitions and things, so I have to get the audio in a perfect what they call picture lock, or sound lock, you know, whichever, meaning that it's done and it never can move, because once I start editing the graphics, if I decide to change some of the spacing, it changes everything else. So I have to like listen to it and sort of envision what it's gonna look like, even though I don't really know what it's gonna look like, and so you're kind of gambling with the end product. I have like a fetish for making things that are not supposed to be that good way better than they need to be. There's just something about when I get a project and people are like, oh, it's gonna be this little thing, you know, we're not expecting a whole lot, that like drives me to just make it so over the top, and which is kind of what I'm doing with this one. It's like, it was supposed to be basically a slideshow, but I am making it so over the top dramatic and powerful, because I mean, it's supposed to be inspiring, so it's gonna do the job, but just better than it needs to. It's just an I did this to myself classic moment. You know, I'm making my bed and then I'm gonna take a long nap in it. So, I mean, I don't know. What am I making this video about? I have no idea. I'm just out of content. It's been a working day. The next week and a half is going to be working. I finished the creative prompt month. I had a lot of fun with it. Although, if I were to do it again, I wouldn't plan it out a month ahead. I would plan it out a week ahead. And also, I would give some more thought to the creative prompts because... I don't know, there's just some that I had more fun doing than others, and while they were all challenging, I think it's better to make something that's challenging and fun versus just challenging and not fun, which I think Pressure was the one that was like challenging and not fun. I just sort of like was kind of checked out of that. But the other ones I had a good amount of fun with, so I'd like to do that again, but not right now, but soon. As you can tell by probably the last 2 days, I've been kind of more... interested in doing things with audio. I have a new, which you can kind of see behind me, not new, it's new to you. It's been in my equipment storage forever, but just a sound recording setup that is really nice. I mean, it's really high-end audio recording, but I haven't really used it and gotten it out in a long time, and I'm still missing some pieces to really have it hit its full potential. But I kind of like the idea of making some videos that are like soundscapes, but also sort of ASMR at the same time. And I think I'm going to do some exploring of that. I think it would be cool to do some days that are more of almost like a radio play or a podcast loosely. Not really like talking, but just audio focused with the visuals only being sort of an added storytelling. But otherwise the story relies in the sound and the audio, and I'd like to do that sort of live. So I don't know, that's like a project idea, I guess, right now. I expect a little bit of a lull right now in the dailies themselves while I focus my time and attention on some things outside of the dailies. But also there is a daily video that I'm working on right now that is near and dear to my heart. I'm telling... It's a video that I've wanted to make for a while, and it is in production. It is happening. I know I make a lot of promises, but this one just is happening. There's a deadline for it, and it's already been filmed and just needs to be edited. And even though my 7th year anniversary of the daily videos is on the 4th of February, I don't have any particularly profound video plan for that, just because the one that I'm working on right now I think is a better use of my time, more interesting use of my time. I mean, obviously it's cool that I'm hitting 7 years, but I've just sort of said everything that I feel like I can say. I mean, how many montages of myself can I possibly make with some, made up, with some like ad-libbed deep sounding reflection on it? I'll probably do a reflection. I probably will do an ad-libbed reflection, but I'm just not going to put tons of my time into it like I have in some past years. Obviously, every year I have different things to say about it. I think I made a video just recently at the first of the year where I sort of did a somewhat reflection about the longevity. And I have sort of a kind of a temporary end date right now in my head as to when I think I'm going to retire the daily videos. It's not for a while. It's not for several years, but I'm starting to really see the writing on the wall, and I think I'm coming to terms with that a little bit. And I just have to find a way to retire it, but still continue to challenge myself in the same sort of structured way. I think a fear of ending the dailies has always been that if I stop, I will stop pushing myself. But that being said, I think more often than not, the daily videos now are less challenging and more stressful. So unless I can find a way to curb that, and I'm totally open to the idea of my thoughts on this changing, but they've been kind of consistently that for about a year. So I'm just starting to let myself be okay with the thought of maybe this should be retired at some point. So we'll see. I mean, so yeah, I don't know. I'm happy where things are. I feel pretty satisfied with the last month of videos. I feel pretty satisfied with some of the plans that I have for our vacation in terms of content. I feel pretty satisfied with the current kind of heavy lifting video that I'm working on right now. And I'm kind of delving into some pretty, some engaging projects on a professional side that are exciting. So I feel pretty satiated, and so I don't feel too much like I need to stress over the current day-to-day dailies right now until at least for another 2 weeks or so. So that's what's on my mind. Thanks for watching.